In the 80s, brother and sister went their separate ways and experienced failure on a scale they had never known. For Marie, it was divorce. While all her brothers had married happily and started their own families, her 1982 marriage to former BYU basketball star Steve Craig ended after 3 years when rumors of his infidelity proved true. As a Mormon, Marie believed that couples marry for all eternity. Her decision to divorce devastated her, but her family was supportive.
In our family, no one looked at Marie negatively because of what she went through as far as the divorce was concerned. Sometimes two people can't get along, and they're still good people, but they need to be away from each other. She unfortunately went through that. It made her a stronger woman.
To me, the most difficult part was starting over. It was going through that terrible dating process again, and you don't even allow yourself to love again. And then I saw that happening to myself, and I said, man, I don't want it. I don't want to be alone when I'm 80 years old. I believe there's somebody out there. I believe in marriage. I believe in family. I believe there are people that believe that too.
Marie found that somebody who believes as she does. In 1986, she married recording engineer Brian Blossel and raised a family. Stability in her home life gave Marie the confidence to resume her solo recording career.
I decided that I wanted to go back to my roots, which was country music. I love country music. And I came out with Meet Me in Montana, which got me a CMA Duo of the Year, which was so thrilling. I mean, it was so much fun to go out and have #1 records, and it was great fun to do something by myself and have success in it.
For Donnie, the road back to the top of the charts was more arduous than Marie's. Failure came in the form of a major flop. While trying to resume his solo career, he accepted an offer to star in the musical Little Johnny Jones. When the show hit Broadway in March 1982, it opened and closed on the same night. The critics panned Donnie's performance.
It hurt a lot, but then I realized that these reviews started to infiltrate the entire industry, that Donny Osmond was a failure on Broadway. And I grew a beard. And psychologically, I can look back and say, I was trying to hide from myself. You know, I just wanted to get away. So I decided I'm just going to get back into recording. But I promised myself, right after that closed, I said, someday I'm going to return to musical theater. And I'm going to do it right.
Resuming his solo recording career wasn't any easier for Donnie than starring in a Broadway musical. His squeaky clean image from his puppy love days made it hard for industry insiders and former fans to take him seriously as an adult performer.
It was difficult to have that image hanging over my head, you know, the bubble gummer. And I tried very, very hard to get away from it, you know, just to grow up. But the problem is that when you hit it so big in a certain genre of music, people remember you as that individual. Even though the public may grow up, their memories of you still stay back in that early 70s.
At first, Donnie believed that if he was to have a future as a recording artist, then he had to shed his past and overhaul his image. Some, like Michael Jackson, suggested he change his name. Others had even more radical ideas.
We went to many meetings where people said, okay, I'll arrange it where Donnie gets busted for drugs. Stupid stuff. And Donnie didn't want to go that far.
Donnie ultimately decided the best comeback strategy would be to play off his teen idol image rather than deny it. The best way to do that was to do what he did best, sing, and hope the results would surprise people. In England, he teamed up with an unlikely ally, Peter Gabriel, one of the most respected rock musicians and someone who appreciated Donnie's talent. With Gabriel's help, Donnie recorded Soldier of Love. Soldier of Love went all the way to #2 in the spring of 1989. More chart successes followed. Rolling Stone commented, Donny Osmond gets the last laugh. But Donnie wasn't the only Osmond laughing. While he and his sister returned to the music scene, his brothers were making a comeback of their own. Donnie and Marie were not the only Osmonds to change personally and professionally during the 80s. Their brothers also experienced a period of reassessment and redefinition.
We were trying to be realistic. We could not go up against these young rock groups. We could not compete with that market, nor did we want to. We wanted to be who we were. We were dads. We were married. We loved this country. We wanted to talk about God. We wanted to talk about our beliefs, and country music gave us that platform.
As country performers, the Osmonds received the nomination from the Country Music Association as the Best New Group of the Year in 1982. Despite their recognition, the brothers began to tire of performing away from their homes. They chose instead to pursue their individual interests and rarely performed in public. Jay returned to school, Wayne flew airplanes, and Merrill and Alan produced live events. But their youngest sibling, Jimmy, set about to reunite them. Through the years, he had evolved from a precocious child star with novelty hits like Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool to a successful teen performer to an enterprising adult entrepreneur. In 1992, Jimmy expanded his real estate and concert promotion businesses with the purchase of a theater in Branson, Missouri, the popular entertainment and vacation spot.
I had some other artists in mind to bring out here, and I said, wait a minute. So I called all my brothers up and said, should we dust off the cobwebs and have some fun together? And it was the weirdest thing. I thought it would never fly. And it hit everybody just right. We came out here on a fluke. I thought it would last a year. Opening night, sold out. Couldn't believe it. And it's been very, very successful. We can go home every night and not be on the road and do what we know how to do.
The reunion, though successful, almost ended when two crises tested the family's faith. The first occurred in the mid-90s when Wayne was diagnosed with brain cancer.
They didn't give me much hope because it had all gone through my cerebellum back here. And I was losing my ability to walk. I'd fall, and I could just kind of feel it when a little seizure would come on. And I said, boy, we got to get this fixed.
Surgeons removed Wayne's cancerous tumor. He made a full recovery and rejoined his brothers. Alan, the group's leader, wasn't as lucky. In the late 80s, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. The disease eventually made it impossible for him to perform on stage. He officially retired in 1997.
For my friends out there who hurt, I can promise you, at least for me, that if you keep positive, it's not the disease that'll get you, but it's the lack of hope. And I'm trying to share my hopeful feelings, and hopefully I'm going to get better.